Previously on Makeup Hoarders.
I just wish Kat Von D wasn't a cunt. Boogie, boogie, boogie. And here's some more drugstore. I got the Maybelline News of New York. I got this on the recommendation of Teresa is Dead. And she was not wrong. This is great. This is this color story. It's got some cool tones and some warm tones and all that jam in between. Oh my gosh, I gotta tell you a funny story real quick about them. This is called News of New York, right? So I was going to look at the names, and the first one that I went was heroin, and instantly I thought of the drug. Instead of, you know, a female rescue or female hero, I thought of the drug. And then I realized the rest of the names, because it was so fucking funny. I was like, yeah, that seems pretty New York, heroin. And I was like, I'm a fucking idiot when I looked at the rest of the names. And then I've got two Profusion palettes, also on the recommendation of Teresa is Dead. The Citrine palette, which is the orange and yellows. That's the Citrine palette. And this is the Emerald palette. And I like the mixture of like greens and teals. I think it's wonderful, like an array of greens. And then you've got, you know, there's brown to help tie some things together. I think it really rounds out the palette. Here's another controversial brand now. I'm so pissed off about Hourglass and their deception over trying to be inclusive. Fucking burns my fucking biscuits. And this is Myth. This is their neutral palette. Mel Thompson got me on this for a nice soft look. And this is Vista, and this is more earth tone. And I think this one and Myth go really well together. Now I want to go over my Melt collection. This is the newest Melt palette. I couldn't resist. I love the blues, and the copper tones reminded me of steampunk, which is very, you know, it's industrial looking. And that's these. I've done like monochromatics for each eye to see how they perform, and they're nice. And now we've got Smoke Sessions. I did have to get a new Black Widow though, because it hit hard pan super quick. These colors are gorgeous. And then this is my first Melt palette. It's the Gemini palette because of the grungy greens, and I love the roses on here. But yeah, this is another, you know, neutral and green, and I really like this palette. Now this Rust palette I thought was beautifully created, and I kind of wish I had gotten the Rust stack. I love the texture. Like, it actually has texture on this, and then it's soft matte everywhere else where this rusted design is not on. And these shades, I think, blend really well in my opinion. And then these two, I'm sorry, Yachty and Kara, I have these two. I still have them in their boxes because they're so pretty. They're so pretty. Muerte is so pretty. I love it. I wish they didn't discontinue. Look at the glossiness. It's just, there was so much thought and care put into these. I can take the more teal shades from Smoke Session and use them with the teal shades in here, also with the blues, and I got the Blueprint palette to use the blues in here. And then you can use the reds in Rust. You can also use the ones from Beetlejuice. Here is the Vita palette. This is the other half, and you can see where it's all glossy but matte right in here, but it's still textured. Like, all this is textured. This is textured. This is textured. It's so textured and so detailed, and this whole collection was fucking amazing. And I haven't used this one as much, but I love it's so springy and light. I mean, it's the Life palette and not the Death palette, but I mean, it's beautiful. I want to show my two Sydney Grace palettes that I got. I got this one first because so many people were saying the quality was great. This is one of those things where I'm not going to support someone unless I keep hearing the quality is great. I love Mel Thompson. I love how edgy and unique she is, and I just wanted to support her. And this palette was a great discovery in 2020. And then this one, I wish I had gotten the tin packaging. I know it would have been bulkier to store, but I like the cooler tone of it rather than this peachy color. But y'all have seen the inside of these. I'm trying to go through quickly, and I'll show it anyways. So the Enduring Love one is now in a sleeve, and this is the shades of Enduring Love. Some of these are names of characters in famous romance stories. Like, you've got Romeo and Juliet, you've got Elizabeth and Darcy from Pride and Prejudice, and then right through the middle you have different emotions like devotion, passion, and cherish. And then we have the Tiny Marvels, and it's so marvelous. And I love the little holographic detail in the grass. This one is a beautifully curated palette and really cute names. I think this is a wonderful addition to anyone's collection. And then I have a couple more one and dones. I have Dose of Colors Marvelous Mauves. As you can see, this is in the older packaging. And like I told you, I love my mauves. And I like to take like these first 3 and make a look out of them. And then I have 2 Huda Beauty palettes. And it's just these 2. I don't have any of the bigger ones. I have not had any interest in them because of some of the shades they have in them. They are that like a creamy type of formula, and from what I hear, they dry up. This is my favorite one though. I love this palette, especially on my fair skin. Holy shit. It is this beautiful ethereal pinky goodness to it. I got the rich one because I love these rich, very just beautiful tones, and I will rock a smoky eye in a heartbeat. And then I got this off of Poshmark, and this is the Nars Orgasm Quad, and it's the lighter version. I kind of want to get the Orgasm X, but this definitely pulls more peachy on me than pinky. Time for another big Mamma Jamma one is Natasha Denona, and I want you to know I got these all in 2020. I had a problem, but I did not pay full price for any of these. I'm going to start off with the mini palettes, and I got the Natasha Denona Mini Nude. This is apparently a staple in everyone's collection, and they are right. It's beautiful. And then I got the Mini Tropic on sale. They were selling it for I think like $12, and I wanted to see if this was any better than the actual larger Tropic palette, and it is. And then I got the Mini Retro, and then like as soon as this dropped, I got it. I was like, this is everything. It's like that Huda Light, but it's got more gray green. I think I just call them greenish, and the more taupey pinks and everything. It is beautiful. But the next one I've got is Mini Gold, and this one's a really pretty palette too because it's got those greens. It's just got this little goodness of a gold, but it's not like just straight wham bam gold. It's something interesting. It's something unique. You don't see a color story like this. This is the Mini Glam, and it honestly doesn't really remind me of the color tone of the Glam palette, so it makes it its nice little standalone tone. And then the last one I got is the Mini Zendo palette, and this is really, really nice. Just a wonderful. I wish that this shade had more impact, but it's still a really pretty shade in my opinion. But this one, this color just sets it on fire, and so does this color. It's so good. And next I'm going to move into like minis. They have full size amount of products in them, but they're in like a mini pack. This is the Peak palette. It's a really nice color story. I have the palettes that have all of these in there, but I wanted it all in one. This is the 09 palette. One of these shades is actually in the Mini Retro, and it's Industrial, which is this color right here. And this Antique Olive is gorgeous. Fuck, man. And then this one, I thought this was the closest to the Mini Retro as far as the larger ones, and it is gorgeous. And this is the 08 palette. And then I have the Camel palette. It's very basic, but it's very beautiful. Kelsey Brianna J is what inspired me to get this palette. She did such a lovely look on it. And then I have this one. This is the Natasha Denona 5-pan number 11. And it's just got these green and browns and this taupe, and it's gorgeous. And now we're moving on to the midi size, which is the $65 price point. I only have 2 of those right now. I do want the Love palette. I got it when it first came out, but I thought it was too dark. But now that I see everyone with the richness and everything, I thought it would be a great addition. This is beautiful, guys. And then this is my other midi. This is the Bronze palette. I wasn't going to get this. Everyone said how beautiful it was. It is beautiful, but everyone was saying that all the looks kind of look the same, and they do. But there's is still a really, really pretty palette. And now we're on to the larger palettes. I do not have the 28 pan palettes. I just don't see them as being very practical, and they just didn't really interest me. This is the Sunset palette. Very warm toned. I got this to go with the bronze because I think that with the other mattes in here, it will go great with the shimmers and everything else that's in the bronze palette. This next one is the Lila palette. And this is what she looks like. Beautiful purple, cool tones, just wonderful colors. This one's a duochrome, and it is beautiful, worth it. I mean, it's really good, especially when you can get it half off. And then we've got Natasha Denona Gold. And this one, I think it could be just me, but I think this palette has a lot more hype behind it. Although I do love this Dijon mustard color. It is gorgeous. And the peacock and just the chocolatey colors and everything. And then this is the Metropolis palette. This is is so fucking funny. Like, when I saw people holding these up, like, to their heads, I either have a big head and hands or whatever. I mean, I'm 5'10", but, like, Morgan Turner held it up. I didn't realize how short she was. And so these palettes look huge on people. And I was like, holy shit, these must be huge palettes. And I got this palette and I was like, what is this? I can easily hold it in my hands, because I saw people having trouble with it, and I was like, this is a fucking, like, a phone for me. But these are beautiful colors. And now we've got Biba, which is wonderful. My favorite is this bottom row. Allie Glines did a look with this, and it inspired me to get this because I needed to do that look. This one I don't think is available anymore. I haven't seen it on the Natasha Denona website, which is where I got this from, and I got it for half off. I'm really glad that I have this palette now. It's a shame that it didn't turn out better. Like, it got like a bad rap for having those dud colors, but I think this is a decent palette. Same with this one, with all the dud colors at the bottom row. It's like the Safari had all the duds at the top, and this one had the duds at the bottom, but everything else is really nice. And then this is the last one I got, the Trio Chrome. And back when they released the Peak palette from BoxyCharm, they had a 25% off code with a new account. So I made a new account with one of my other emails and got this 25% off during the pre-order. I tricked the system. But anyways, I knew that these Trio Chromes were gonna suck ass because of how she swatched them. She swatched them over a big part of her hand, big in her palm and everything, and it's just like, if you can't swatch a single strip swatch of it, it's not gonna be any good. Okay, so I also want to include some palettes of some single shadows that I have from like select brands. So I'm gonna start off with this Bagged Mama Jamma. This is a Makeup Forever 10 eyeshadow palettes. These are my Makeup Forever shadows, these big ones, and these are some blushes, but the rest of these are all Makeup Geeks. The tiny ones are all Makeup Geek. This is, you know, back when they first started. I just fell in love with Makeup Geek. I don't really, you know, think about their shadows anymore, and it's kind of sad because they had some good quality stuff. This was like the first large palette they had their own. Like, this is actually Makeup Geek and their Z palette, and this is like so many of their mattes. It's really, really pretty. I can't remember if this is like the original pan that they made. Like, you bought all the shadows and then you put them in this palette. I can't remember if like these are all the original shadows, but that's another Makeup Geek palette. And then this one has some of my special shades. This is the Makeup Geek and Manny MUA 9 pan. I love this Mars shade in Aphrodite. Oh, so good. And this is the Give Me Glow. I think this is Sour Apple. And then these are Natasha Denona samples. And then these down here are Ardency In single shadows. I hate that Ardency In went out of business. Their shadows were so good. And then this is Queen of Hearts from Sydney Grace, this red one right here. And there's the other Death Black Widow, or the one that was from Smoke Session that hit hard pan. Now we're going to move on to my Charlotte Tilbury collection. And we're going to start off with the Darling palette. This is the little Darling palette. As you can see, it's a fingerprint magnet. And I'm a brute with my eyeshadows. Not with the inside, but the palette itself. And this is so pretty. It's so everyday. It's so peachy on me though. And I'm not really big into peachy, but I think it looks very elegant on my eyes. And this is the Charlotte Tilbury Fire Rose. And I love this quad. It's just as good as everyone says it is. And I'm not going to talk about it anymore because as far as we know, it's discontinued. I'm really sorry for those that weren't able to get it, that wanted it, but if it does come back, I hope you're able to get it. It's definitely worth the hype. This is Mesmerizing Maroons, and this is a beautiful, like purpley, not really maroon, but there's more plums and stuff like that. It's a really pretty palette. It actually looks more peachy on me. And then we have the Rebel, lovely olive tone greens, and it is a beautiful soft wash of green, and it's very elegant. And then we've got this one, and it's called the Sophisticate. And this was like the Cocoa Mirage of Charlotte Tilbury. And as far as the feel and the blendability, yeah, it's the Cocoa Mirage of Charlotte Tilbury. And then this is the last one, which is, of course, Pillow Talk And this is a really nice palette. It actually goes with what I'm wearing right now, the sweater. But yeah, it's just a nice, it's more peachy. It's more peachy. But it is the same, just kind of wash. The pop shade is nice, but you can hit hard pan and everything. And then this is my Starry Eyes to Hypnotize. Mine arrived broken, but I did press it back in. And this is a softer wash of color than the Color Theory palette. These are like softer versions of them. But yeah, like this was a nice palette. And this Pillow Talk Instant Eye palette is also a really nice palette. Very everyday. The look that Mel Thompson did, I recreated that one on me, just practicing and everything, and I thought it looked very flattering on me. I was quite surprised, and I was so happy to pick this up. Now the next collection I have is Chantecaille. I found this palette on Mercari, and I knew instantly it's a 20-year anniversary palette. I got this to try this formulation, and it's not good. It's just very light washes with an overspray over it, and I keep this as a reminder to never buy this formulation of this Chantecaille again. So we're going to start off with the duos, and I love these little duos. They are beautiful. This one is Pisan San Marco with Pigeon and Marble as the colors, and this is the more icy purple one. Like, it's really, really pretty. The next one I have is the Gardens of Marquek. I don't fucking know, man. These two, it's okay. I can see why, like, it was way discontinued before the other ones were. But, I mean, individually, these are great one-and-done shadows. This is Grand Canal. This is the more greeny one. And this one's beautiful together. Oh, my gosh. This in the outer corner. This in the inner corner. Oh, so pretty. If you like greens. And then we have everyone's favorite, which is Tibet. It's a very neutral palette. Like a cool... it actually matches my nails pretty well, too. I like that. Just a more silvery color with a cool tone brown. Looks beautiful on the eyes. This is Kenya. This is the more plummy pinky one. Also beautiful on the eyes. So, like, these are so good. Each of these could be just one and done shadows, or you can use them together, and they are just such beautiful shade. And then this is the last one. These are all the ones that I know that have been on the market so far. And this is Monte Carlo. This is the peachy and then more warm tone bronze color. And this peachy color is not as intense as the lighter shades in the other one. Still a beautiful palette. The next Chantecaille items that I'm going to show are the individual shadows. And I'm adding them to this eyeshadow palette collection because for the price of one of them, you could get a palette. So luckily I got all these on sale, and two of them I got as lovely gifts. So I got a couple to start off to see if I liked the formula, and then once I received them, I knew that I wanted the rest. But Aileen from A Merch Beauty got me these two beautiful colors to help me complete my collection. She got this for my birthday and Christmas present. I could not be happier that I have the whole set, and she helped me complete it. Like, it means a lot to me. This is Zebra and Giraffe. Focus. There we go. And so the other colors that I have is Crane, which is a beautiful burgundy. And I tried to use Zebra, Crane, and Pangolin in a one eyeshadow look, and it just kind of mixed together. Like, Crane and Pangolin are so close together. It's such a beautiful, like, rosy. It's not rose gold. It's just pink. It's a beautiful pink. And then these, I think, all go together. Giraffe is included in these. These are the last four that are part of my collection. You've got elephant, rhino, lion, and cheetahs on my pinky. And they are all beautiful. And this cheetah goes with all three of these, and giraffe. Giraffe just is beautiful. Also, I do keep the boxes to each of these. Not only to just protect the beautiful casing that it's in, but if I end up moving or anything, like, all the boxes and everything adds extra padding. And I hope that actually protects it. The next thing we're going to be talking about is Viseart. And I'm kind of falling out of love with Viseart. It's just not as interesting anymore. I mean, their mattes are great. This is the Grand Pro Volume 3 beautiful rainbow palette. Absolutely beautiful. And then I've got some of their 12 pan shadow. This is the neutrals, and as you can see, I have definitely dug into this one. These top ones have some pretty big dips in them. I love this palette. This is a great staple everyday palette in my opinion. This is the editorial. This is another rainbow. I just wanted an addition to the Grand 3. This is the cool matte. This is the first one that you can't get anymore. I feel like these have definitely washed out. This is the Warm Mattes. This is also from the non-removable pan. And I felt kind of deceived when I bought this because I thought this brown was going to be much richer of a brown, and it's not. But it's still nice. It's still like a good quality matte palette. This is the Dark Mattes 12 pan, and it is beautiful, especially for fall. But if you don't want this much shadow, then you can go with this Dark Edit. This is the Dark Edit. It's a beautiful palette with greens, purples, oranges, everything you could want for fall. It's absolutely stunning. It's like the newest thing added to my collection for Viseart. As well as these Petite Pros. I didn't really care for these. I think they would make great one and done shadows, but overall they just kind of blended together on the eyes and just kind of made a mess, in my opinion. This is the Violet it's basically the extended version of it, of the Liaison, and I'll show you the Liaison. This is the Liaison. You can see the two columns that are identical. The first two columns in both are identical, and these two from right here are from the Soleil mini palette. And then I condensed a lot of these Viseart 6 pans into a Z palette. These Sephora Z palettes, look how deep they go. Like, it fits them perfectly. Like, if you had dome shadows, these fit these perfectly. I wish they still sold them, but yeah, like, I have all of these 6 pan ones. Here's the other 6 pan, and then there's the Paris Edit. We've got the Soleil, the Chouchou, the Warm Edits, and Apricotine. I think this is part of the Warm, and I think this is part of Apricotine, and I like Apricotine. Like, that's a peach that I can fucking get down with. This is the Petite 4 Lilas and Praline. I just didn't really care for them. I'm glad I got these on sale, and I regret picking these up, actually. I can use these as like single shadow washes and whatnot, but I kind of regret picking them up. Okay, the next part of my collection is Tom Ford, and I have a decent collection. It's not anything extravagant, but I'm going to start off with the Solstice. This is Soleil Neige. Icy goodness, look at that. It's so icy. You can still find these in some cosmetic company stores. This is Soleil et Lune. I love this coppery shade over here, but this mint, you think I noted put on it, this mint is amazing. It's monumental. I'm not sorry, ever. This is Soleil d'Hiver, and I was so lucky to find it brand new. And then we have my favorite. This is First Frost. I love my First Frost. Thank you, all Feisty. I love it so much. It's my baby. And then this is my only extreme quad that I have so far, and this is Frostfire, and this shade is gorgeous. Alright, now we're getting into the brown packagings. This is Titanium Smoke. This is De La Creme. This is Leopard Sun. This is Noir Fumé. This is Nude Dip. This is Sahara Haze. This is Suspicion. This is Orchid Haze. This is Double Indemnity. This is Daydream. This is Virgin Orchid. This is Honeymoon. This is Cocoa Mirage. This is Body Heat. And this is Lavender Lust, which is like a unicorn jizz all over your eyes. Okay guys, we are down to the last 2 brands that I have one small collection of, and one that you know that I have not talked about yet, that you know I'm obsessed with. And that is Chanel, which I only have 2 palettes and 1 single shadow. This is Candeur et Experience. I don't know if I fucking said that right, but I'm not apologizing. And then I also have this one, which is a beautiful smoky palette. I do say so myself. Modern Glamour is beautiful. And then I have to show off my single. It's so cute and I love it. It's just everything. It's Curry Burn, and All Feisty gifted this to me for my Christmas present, and I thank you so much. I love it. It's such a unique shadow. Like, the color of it is so unique, and look, it's just got this gold little Chanel little emblem and everything. It's so fucking cute. And I've got the blush from this collection too. Now, the last collection that I have is Dior, and I'm just going to quickly show them because I might do eyeshadow looks with each one of them. I haven't decided yet. I know I owe 2 videos. Tutu, Soft Cashmere, Mitza, Pink Coral, Rouge Trafalgar, Pink Sakura, Denim, Denim, Denim. How can you not do that? Nude Dress, Welcome to the Jungle, Grand Ball, New Look. This one had an unfortunate accident, which is why I'm keeping the plastic over it. I'm going to try to use these little pieces that crumble. I paid $62 for this, and motherfucker, I'm going to use it. This is like one of the ones you can only find on the Dior.com website. And this and Grand Ball and Pink Sakura, of course. Black Bow, Plum Tulle, and then my babies. I love both of these so much. These are the holiday ones. Golden Snow and Black Knight. I'm Batman. And that is my entire eyeshadow collection as of January 16th, 2021. I hope you enjoyed seeing my collection. Let me know if y'all liked anything in particular, or if you have any recommendations for any palettes you didn't see. I'm hoping to get 3 other Dior Quints that I can only find in Italy or France. I really, really want Tribal, Wild Brown, and something Bouquet. I really, really want to finish this collection. It's like Pat McGrath for me now. But anyways, thank you for your time. I greatly appreciate y'all being here. It's been good talking with y'all in the comments. I hope if you enjoy this video, give me a thumbs up. Just letting me know if you like this content. And give it a thumbs down if you don't like this content. I hope you'll subscribe if you enjoy it. I hope y'all have a wonderful evening and stay safe. Bye!